I am Mark Stewart Greenstein, and I wanted to address Marc Boyd of Bow, New Hampshire, and anyone in New Hampshire concerning a question he raised at a town meeting. I saw the replay and have a very different answer from the one that Vivek Ramaswamy gave. And I am on the other side, not an enemy of Vivek. I think he's the best candidate on the Republican side, but I'm a Democrat whose name you'll see. And so let me give a different reason that plagues high pharmaceutical costs and what we can do about it. Different reason. They are high because most of the expensive drugs are paid by Medicare or Medicaid or Obamacare. Those programs are ones that don't tie the user to the price. If you're covered, you're going to get the medicine, and you have at most a small copay. I remember I took care of my dad for the last 6 years of his life in my home, so he was on Medicare. When he needed a medicine, I'd be the one buying it and seeing ridiculously low prices. Now, Dad had done pretty well in his career. He was earning over $100,000 a year in dividends and stock income. Didn't have high expenses. He was living in my home. So he certainly could afford to pay a market price. But because Medicare and Medicaid can charge above market prices to the government, the recipients don't care, and they don't have any incentive to be frugal. So the cost for my dad for an $80 bottle of medicine was like $4.25. Market pricing puts all pharmaceuticals in range of Americans. So it's a bigger problem than just pharmaceutical prices. It's surgical procedures, it's medical devices, all covered by government instead of bought and sold by open-minded, informed consumers on the free market. That's the way it should be. And if Medicare is still to exist, I don't think it should. I think it should be ended, and any surplus, if there actually is one, given to every recipient over 65 to purchase private health insurance among competing insurers. So if you're going to still keep a federal Medicare program, there needs to be some tie to frugality, that you don't have to spend $8 for a bottle of Tylenol thanks to Medicare when you could go for $2.50 and buy it at the store, and all the way up in terms of what the government's paying that people don't have to. Now, it is hard to get Congress to turn on a dime on Medicare, but that's why you do need, at the presidential leadership's level, somebody who would revoke big, long-standing things that have been hard to do at the congressional level. Now, what a presidential candidate could do is be armed with the Constitution, which doesn't allow Medicare or Medicaid or Obamacare in the first place. And campaigning on that and opening people's eyes to what the federal government, on a minimal basis, which is what it was envisioned to be, how much better it would be for us. Not just in terms of our pocketbooks, our purchases of expensive drugs, but also in terms of our freedom. By the way, in terms of cost and freedom, I am a big fan of medical tourism. While prices are this high, I encourage Americans to seek procedures in Spain, in Mexico, Singapore, India. There are very good practitioners there, and the amount of money that you save by having 1 or 2 procedures there more than pays for your trip to Spain. I am Mark Stewart. Thank you for listening here, and Marc Boyd, thanks for your question.